What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely incredible day. I know that I am. And if you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. A strange child will eat your AirPods. Yeah, that's right. Watch out, guys. You gotta be on the lookout constantly. Anyways, as you guys can tell from the title and thumbnail, today we're gonna be talking about a kid that ate some AirPods, just goggled up some good old Steve Jobs. They're not those type of apples, Timmy. Please spit back out the AirPods. You know, sometimes kids just get overexcited, think you got marshmallow in your ears and start like licking your earlobes, and that's pretty weird. But real talk, I got this story sent to my Instagram DMs, which you guys should follow me on. It's @Scrubby, and it basically was like, yo, some kid ate my AirPods, with a detailed description of an AirPod that had gone awry. So yeah, shout out to you, and without further ado, let's get into some savagery. So basically, this girl is at school, right, and she gets put at a table in her science class with some kids that are pretty abnormal, all right? She doesn't really go into detail with what their abnormalities are, so I'm just gonna, assign some here. So what I'm gonna say is that the kid on her right just had something weird about Harry Potter, like the kid genuinely thought he was a wizard, okay? And the other kids at her table, well, they both thought they were hobbits from Lord of the Rings that needed to throw something into Mordor, all right? Nah, but real talk, she's sitting next to this group of weird kids, and they were kind of like looking at her funny because they didn't really talk to girls very much, So she's pretty nice to them, and she's like, oh, everything's cool, like this is just weird, no big deal. And then the kids start saying that they're not afraid of like doing any dares, and she's like, all right, we're sophomores in high school, so not being afraid of dares is like really not that impressive anymore. If this was maybe 4th grade, I would definitely be stoked on the idea, but considering that I'm 15 years old, I'm really not as into the idea that things are just magically happening and you're not afraid of any dares. Like, that's a real world problem. Like, this guy's gonna go on a job interview. Excuse me, sir, I am not afraid of any dares, and that's why I think I should be a manager at this bank. Like, nobody's gonna buy that, dog. Being afraid of dares isn't exactly impressive. And she's kind of like, oh, okay, you guys will do any dare. That's cool. And she's like, do you want us to play truth or dare right now? And the girl, is a little confused. She's like, right now in the middle of science class, like, he's trying to teach us about turtle migration routes. And you're like, ooh, let's play truth or dare. And they're like, yeah. And she's like, you guys can play, but I'm not playing. And they're like, will you watch? Which is a really weird question, like, generally, if the person doesn't want to do something, they probably don't want to watch, like, it's not like you're like, yo, bro, want to play Fortnite? And the kid's like, yeah, and you're like, all right, you sit here and then I'm going to play, okay? Like, that's generally not how it works. But whatever, they're like, will you watch us? And so she's like, sure. I mean, I guess I will interrupt science class to watch these kids play dare, right? Not even truth or dare, it's just dare. They cut out 50% of the game because they only have 50% of the mental capacity. So she's like, fine, whatever, like, I'll watch. And they start really, really lame. Like, one of them's like, I dare you to break your pencil. And so the one kid like breaks his pencil and is laughing like SpongeBob when him and Patrick are standing there. What's funnier than 24? 25. Like, they start laughing like that because that kid broke his pencil. So obviously, they're really good at the game dare. They're not afraid of any dare because their dares consist of like breaking a pencil in half, okay? Nobody's ever been like, I dare you to walk up to your teacher and slap her, Like, no one's ever had a dare. If somebody's like, I'm not afraid of any dare, then they've never had a person around them that like actually knows how to make a dare, I don't know if you guys have played truth or dare with those people, but there's some people that's dares are just so lame. They're like, I dare you to high five your dog, and everyone's like, Beth, that's not funny. Like, I don't know what you think you're doing here, but it's not funny, And those were the type of kids they were. Nobody had ever been like, I dare you to streak outside, and go knock on your dad's boss's window. Like, nobody actually did dares that were scary. If you're not afraid of dares, it's because you never had anybody give you something that was life-changing before, all right? So regardless, she's like, dude, this is just not that sick. Whatever, no big deal. So finally, there's a dare, and the kid's like, no, I don't, dude. I can't mess with her, dude. I'm sorry. And she's like, don't get your dares involved with me. Like, I don't want to be involved in your little dare or dare game where none of you guys do anything crazy, all right? Like, I don't want to be involved in that because, trust me, that does not sound entertaining for anybody. I don't want to be involved in your dares. You don't want me to reject you for your dares, okay? So how about you just back up, keep your hands at least 15 inches away from me at any given moment, and realize that it's weird to play dare, bro. You're like 15. What you doing? And so the class ends that day without any event. AirPods are still intact, okay? Like, AirPods are still intact. So whatever. She goes home, does homework, whatever kids do after school these days. I don't know. I'm an older generation, all right? Back in my day, we used to come home and play Black Ops 2 free-for-all lobbies while watching old FaZe Rain videos. But you kids nowadays with your newfangled TikToks and Fortnites be doing things entirely different. That's a joke, by the way. I'm making fun of myself because I'm only like 3 years older than you guys. But anyways, she goes home, she does her thing, and comes back the next day, walks into science class, and when she sits down, all the kids start laughing and looking at each other like they were planning something, all right? You ever been around when like somebody is trying to get everybody in agreement to mess with you, and you're like, hold on, I can tell something's up because they're looking at each other laughing? That's basically what she sees from all of these. And the leader of this group of misfit boys, I'm going to name Harold. And Harold is just like cracking up, and she goes, Harold, what's going on? Like, why are you guys all laughing so hard? Like, what's so funny? And Harold's like, nothing. It's just yesterday we dared someone to do something and they chickened out, so now they're the worst at dare. And she's like, oh, okay, that sounds like a rousing problem, Timothy. All right. Or his name's Harold. I forgot the name that I gave him like 13 seconds ago. I don't know who is taking my memory, but if you could please stop, I'd appreciate it, because remembering things is pretty important to telling a story. So, regardless, Harold is like, but someone checking out on a dare and they suck. And she's like, why does that matter, And he goes, because if they want to stay good at dare, that means they have to do the dare today. And she's like, oh my God, it's a dare involving me. That's the last dare. The only dare somebody didn't do was the dare about her. And so they had gotten in each other's group message and been hyping each other up about how Billy's a chicken for not being able to, pull the pranksies on the girl. So obviously the rest of science class is filled with the girl trying to focus, right? She's like trying her best to pay attention to what's going on, right? But like, it's pretty hard when you have Giggles in the gang, sitting next to you like, yo, bro, you gotta do the dare, dude. You gotta do the dare, dude. If you don't do the dare, you're getting dastardly dared to do the dare on the dare spot, I have never said the word dare so much in my life, and I'm 95% sure I don't even think it's a real word anymore. Like, I'm not even 100% that the word dare exists, and I am not just having a fever dream after how much I just said it. That was too much for any mouth to utter the one word. So regardless, towards the end of class, she makes the never, ever able to take back mistake of looking at them and going, look, guys, can you guys quit being ridiculous and tell me what's going on? Like, tell me why you guys won't do this dare. What is the dare? Is it like to kiss me or something? And the kid who gets dared goes, no, it's not to kiss you. And she goes, then what? Like, can you guys stop giggling in my ear? I'm trying to focus on the class and I can't focus when you guys are sitting in the... Dude, you have to do it. Dude, do it. She's like, so whatever it is, do it. And that's when Harold looks at the kid that has to do the dare and goes, go ahead, Billy. And Billy reaches over, takes her AirPods. Like, how some backpacks have that mesh thing on the side where your water bottles go? Her AirPods are in there. Takes her AirPods, pops open the case, and like in a smooth motion pops the AirPods into his mouth and swallows. Which, first of all, I don't know how you have trained your gullets. You're opening at the back of your throat to open big enough to swallow AirPods on command, but that's pretty impressive. Second of all, why would you do that? Who is sitting there playing dare and goes, I dare you to eat this girl we don't know's AirPods? Like, I feel like of all things, that's just something off limits. Destroying a stranger's property isn't a very dope dare, dude. So he pops these AirPods in his mouth, swallows them, and like one satisfying gulp, like when in the movie when the shark jumps out of the water and gets the swimmer in one solid bite. That's what this kid does to her AirPods. He yeets those, and her reaction is an obvious scream. And what did you just do? Because if you just watched your $200 headphones get munched on by the man getting bossed around by somebody named Harold, then you're probably pretty upset at this point. You don't want to be the person that eats the girl's AirPods, because at that point you're the AirPod bandit. The FBI will put you on the most wanted list. Next thing you know, you're sitting in prison next to another dude named Harold who wants way different things than you to be good at dare, okay? I'm sorry. I got pretty into that. But regardless, when somebody eats your AirPods, you have a reaction. And that causes the entire class to stop and look. And the teacher's like, is there a problem? Like, why are you interrupting my class? Rightfully so. It's not every day that a kid swallows electronics, But the problem is the teacher's a boomer. It's an old person. So she's like, he ate my AirPods. And he's like, what are AirPods? What are AirPods? And so the kid is the class explains to him that they're expensive Apple headphones, right? They're like, dude, they're crazy expensive Apple headphones. You can't yeah, you don't eat those, you know? And he's like, okay, go to the principal's office and gets it settled. So they go into the principal's office, right? And she's like, he ate my AirPods. He ate my AirPods. And the principal's office is like, no, like, okay, this isn't a funny prank, you know? Like, when, as a school administrator, do you ever expect people to be walking into your office screaming about how somebody ate somebody's headphones? So the office is kind of like, no, he didn't. Stop being ridiculous. But the kid is just kind of not fessing up, and he goes, no, I ate her earbuds. So they get to the principal's office, and the kid is trying to say that because it was a dare, he shouldn't get in trouble. He's like, I was just trying to be good at dare. Yeah, being good at dare doesn't replace $200 headphones, bro. I don't know where you went to school, but you can't go into an Apple store and go, I'm really good at dare, and expect to get anything, you know? Like, that's just not how it works. So after they sit down with the principal, okay, the kid is like, yeah, I ate the AirPods. He's like, you understand that you're gonna have to replace them. They do the whole punishment thing, and the kid's like, yeah, no problem. Like, I'll replace them, you know? I'll go after school today and get her more AirPods, which is a weird response to being like, yeah, sorry, I ate your AirPods. Like, that's a weird thing to have to apologize for, bro. Like, I just don't understand the thought. I just don't get it. But regardless, you know, he's like, yeah, no problem. And the principal looks at him and goes, why did you eat the AirPods? He's like, well, I got dared. And he's like, why would you do it? Like, that dare's stupid. And the kid looks the principal in the eyes and goes, I don't know. I wanted to be good at dare.